Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest Godzilla Podcast. One more review, this time for another Godzilla 2014 game. This one being the Smash 3 or Smash E mobile game that I was talking about the other day. Again, this one here, just downloaded it the other day. Unlike the Smash game, I'm sorry, the Strike Zone game. That one, I tried playing it when it first came out, but it wasn't working. This one, I just finally was able to just download it, and I was able to play it just the other day. And out of this one, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. And otherwise, it would have been a perfect game, except for one single thing, the big elephant in the room that everyone is talking about on the reviews themselves, which I'll get to here in a moment. Now, the Smashy game, all it is essentially is like your basic Candy Crush game, but it has to do with Godzilla, and then some of the interactions that he has either with the army, some buildings, or in some very rare cases, the Mutos themselves. Otherwise, it's a very, very addictive game. I've never played one of the Candy Crush type games before, but I can see now why they're all the rage on there because they're very fun. Very, very, very fun. I mean, it is basically strategy plus puzzle plus interaction and all rolled into one, and it has to do with Godzilla himself. Very, very addictive almost. It starts off on a very basic level where you're pretty much just taking on some ships at sea, and then you get to Tokyo Harbor, and then you get into the buildings themselves. The further you progress, the more difficult the levels become. All you have to do is basically just link some of the items together, match them, and then that way they'll get destroyed, and that'll create more points, and it'll create more quote-unquote strikes towards the items you're trying to defeat. In most cases, it'll be the military themselves. They're either coming up to Godzilla either on tanks or on some kind of military carriers or on helicopters or on jets with those items each progressively getting more and more damage, giving more and more damage to Godzilla on there. And that's all you have to do. You simply get to another roadblock. Again, it could either be the military, it could be the buildings, or it could be Muto. And then you just simply use whatever on the screen itself to try to make those patterns. And the longer the patterns are, the more destructive force Godzilla creates. And then the level is finished on there. Pretty, really cool stuff. I mean, it's very addictive again. I was surprised how long I was playing it today after I realized how much fun it was on there. There's even a really cool part where if you build up enough of a certain smash, like if you smash a certain number of special colored bricks, then it builds up Godzilla's atomic breath, and you get to actually unleash it, and it's 100% awesome, 100% cool. It is by far the most destructive force in the game itself, but it takes a while to build up on there. Now, the big elephant in the room, the 800-pound gorilla, the one that everybody's criticizing, and rightfully so, with this game, is the fact that it forces you on certain levels to pay in order to get past the level on there. And it has to do with those levels that incorporate time limits. Most of the other levels, you have no time limits. You can take your time making sure you can build up the right amount of blocks and the right amount of destruction. But whenever you get to a very, very particular level, I think they're the 7th or 8th level, and they follow that pattern. So if you get to level 8, then the previous 7 levels, no time limit, but then you get to level 8 and it's there. And then when you get to level 9 to 15, no time limit, but when you get to level 16, it's there, and so on. And the way the level is purposely made up is you are always going to run out of time. No matter how well you do on the level, no matter how well you know how to build up those blocks and destroy them, it will always run out of time. So you have to purchase the 99-cent option to extend it another 30 seconds on the time limit. And once you do that, then you have a much better chance of beating the level. But even then, you purchase one time limit for 99 cents and you will always run out of time. Purchase two, you will always run out of time. It comes down to purchasing three that does the trick. And I've run into two of those levels, and sure enough, I had to purchase three 99-cent level boosters every single time. So today, in essence, I spent $6 on the game on there just to try to get to a different level on there. So big criticism on that part. That's why I give it 4 out of 5 stars, because come on, guys, Legendary, Warner Brothers, everybody involved with this game, y'all can either make the game like a full buy-in, pay $6-7 and just own the game and get rid of those time limits, or you can get rid of those time limits altogether and just do something else, maybe add extra commercials or anything. By the way, that's another criticism on the game itself. So you pay for those add-ons to get to the next level, and on top of that, you have to share certain information on Facebook, so they're making money another way. And then on top of that, you have to watch advertisements. Every now and then, an advertisement will pop up in between levels where you cannot fast forward, you cannot get out of, you cannot X out of. You gotta watch it on there. So, in other words, you're getting hit in all levels when it comes to making money off of you. So, a little bit of a cash grab. Not too really happy with that, but I do hope that in the future, the producers of this game will either make it an outright purchase altogether, maybe $5, $6, $7, or more likely about a year from now, they'll make it where they'll either get rid of the time limits or they'll just make it like a 99-cent bin item that'll take care of everything on there. So otherwise, if it wasn't for those time limits, then it would be 5 out of 5. I would give it definitely 5 out of 5 on there. By the way, there are options where you run into the winged Muto. That's as far as I've gotten so far, and it's pretty cool facing the winged Muto on there. Basically, all he does is just swat at you in between attacks, and it reminds me a lot of the older Game Boy games, the NES games on Godzilla, where you fight once, then wait for the Muto to fight, and then once the Muto punches you, then you fight again, and then you wait for him to fight. So a bit of nostalgia on there. So pretty cool stuff. Again, when you have a chance, download it. Right? At least it's free in most cases. Once you get to the time limits levels, again, be ready to spend about $2 to $3 extra bucks. But otherwise, pretty cool stuff. So thanks again, everybody. Take care. Bye.